We're going way back to 1680, to a place, a moment that defined the American Southwest. This is a story about incredible strategy, about survival against all odds, and about what it means to fiercely defend your sacred home. So that's the big question, right? How can a small group of warriors possibly stand up to a massive empire? Well, what if their greatest weapon wasn't a weapon at all? What if it was the land itself? All right, let's set the scene. The year is 1680. We're in the arid, sun-baked Southwest. Just look at these canyons. They're absolutely breathtaking, but also pretty unforgiving. For the people who called this place home, this wasn't just scenery. No way. This land was everything. It was their provider, their protector, and as we're about to see, it would become a key player in the battle to come. So, before all the conflict kicked off, life in these canyons had a certain rhythm, a harmony, really. It was all about this deep, powerful connection between the people and the land. You know, for the Apache people, these canyons weren't just a place to live, they were life. Imagine their villages, literally nestled right into the red rocks. Their whole day moved with the sun, and their warriors, these guys were something else. They were guardians, moving like ghosts through a landscape they knew better than the backs of their own hands. Absolute masters of their world. But as you can probably guess, that harmony wasn't going to last. A new group arrived in the canyons, and their presence was about to spark a conflict that would change everything. And here you really see the mismatch, or what looks like a mismatch. On one side, you've got the Apache warriors. Their strength, knowing this land inside and out, moving without a sound. On the other side, you have Spanish soldiers, backed by an entire empire, with muskets, horses, the whole shebang. And they're here to explore and to claim. This quote right here, it gets right to the heart of it from the Apache perspective. You gotta understand, the Spanish showing up wasn't just a casual visit. It was an invasion. It was, as they saw it, like someone letting a fire in your home. And when that happens, you have to respond. It's not a choice, it's a necessity. And that's exactly what they did. The first clash happens. And let's be clear, this wasn't just some random fight. The results? Well, it was a message. A very clear, very bloody message sent to the intruders. You are not welcome here. This land is protected. But here's the thing about empires. They don't exactly take hints. So that warning, written in blood, it was about to be answered with the full, crushing force of a professional army. After that first fight, an eerie silence falls over the Spanish camp. You can just feel the tension hanging in the air, right? This isn't peace. Oh no. This is the calm before the storm. And you see it in every little detail. The soldiers are tightening their ranks, clutching their muskets. Even the horses are getting restless. They can sense it too. A full-scale retaliation isn't just a possibility anymore. It's happening. Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. Because while the Spanish were preparing their army, the Apache were preparing their battlefields. They were about to turn the home they loved into a lethal trap. And this is the absolute key to understanding what happened next. To the Apache, an ambush wasn't just a military tactic, it was an art. They made the canyon itself their ally. Every single rock, every ridge, every shadow, it all became part of the weapon. So how did they do it? It was a masterclass in tactics. Step 1, pick the perfect spot. They chose a narrow pass, basically a natural funnel that would trap the Spanish. Step 2, get the high ground. Classic move, right? It gave them a perfect vantage point. Step 3, get ready. Every single warrior poised, every weapon prepared. And then, the final devastating step, strike all at once, a perfectly coordinated storm of an attack. Just try to picture this. Down below, you have the Spanish soldiers marching forward. They're on edge, they know they're in enemy territory. But they can't see a thing, because high above them, hidden in plain sight, the Apache warriors are watching. Silent, patient, like predators waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And then, they sprung the trap. And what happened next wasn't just a battle. It was a statement. A powerful, undeniable statement about whose land this really was. The result? Absolutely decisive. The Apache warriors were victorious on their turf, playing by their rules. And just like that, the advance of a massive European empire was stopped dead in its tracks. But, just saying they won the battle doesn't really capture the full story. So, what was really driving them? What was this fight really about? Well, the answer is pretty much everything. This wasn't some abstract fight over a line on a map. No, this was a fight for their very survival. It was a fight for their freedom, their way of life, and maybe most of all, it was a fight for the sacred land that defined who they were. And this last quote just says it all, doesn't it? It was a fight not only for survival, but for freedom and for the sacred land that has always been theirs. It just goes to show you that deep connection to home can be the most powerful weapon of all. And it really makes you think, doesn't it? What does it truly mean to fight for the ground you stand on?